Sanji Chudong Soji Chunam Na Shanju Pado Danin Japsu Chi Daye Jinsu Jebi Sonam Ji Rona Benje Sanji Chubur Sanji Chudong Soji Chunam Na Shanju Pado Danin Japsu Chi Daye Jinsu Jebi Sonam Ji Rona Benje Sanji Chubur Sanje Chodon Soji Chonam Na Chancho Bardo Dani Gyapsu Che Daye Jinzo Jebe Sonam Jindro La Penche Sanje Drubar Shu.
In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and the Supreme Assembly, I take refuge until I attain enlightenment. Through the merit of practicing generosity and so on, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings.
동인이 정도 주고 나면 이제 선생까지 된 주고 전화 병모든 생겨서 소환자도 신경 통도 주고 점점 수로구나 답이 계산 tarbar 주베 주고 주 저베 주베 답이 저거 예선제 신년 남도 차한세도 잠좀 손으로구나 답이 계산 tarbar 주베 주고 저베 주베 답인데 왜 예선제 신년 쇼나 차한세도 반대 저베 남마는 보존다기 닝그러면 대쇼나 거린 신병원 이제 좀 그런 투중으로 제도 쇠하시 오케이. So today no Simon. So that means a little bit of a warning. So Mario and Rafael has to listen to my broken English. Do your best. It's been quite a long time. Took quite a long break from Shantideva's Bodhisattva's life. So I have to check if we were on the right verse on that 43. Okay, 43. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mario is saying your voice is very low, Rinpoche.
That's what I'm thinking. Because this... Somehow that the little thing is... Maybe... Is it better now? Better, right? So this is not working. This is not working. So next time I will get a better one. This is not doing its job. Okay. So now we are on the meditation chapter. Is it right? Meditation chapter. And especially if you look at the commentary by Geshe Rinpoche, most of you don't have that, but normally I don't need to open it because I have a summon. So now it's good sometimes I need to look into all this difficult English. So gives me time to improve my English. Where is that, my class? Okay. Here we go. Where is it? Verse number is 40 to 42, 43. That's difficult to find. But anyway, waste of time. So I will not. Most importantly, when how to
look for a meditation, how Bodhisattvas try to find a meditation, how person who only looking, not merely, solitarily, looking for liberation only. And then there could be another person who just wanted to which is not a good definition, good understanding of a meditation. Then it's saying like, I had enough of enough. I needed some kind of quiet time alone. So many of us, when we get tired in our own busy life, hectic life, or a problem, then we try to find a meditation, peace, inner peace. It's relaxing, but then but we really don't. We think like my mind is perfect. There's nothing wrong with me. Nothing to change from my side. And what you expect is outside in front of you needs to change for you. So we cannot do that. Even Buddha cannot do that. And we get so tired again. But between when you take a gap from this, whatever it is bothering you, like a short vacation you take from your job, and then that brings a peace. And many people, this is how they have an understanding of the meditation, I guess. Because most people, when I meet the people, they ask me like, I don't want to study. I don't. This is so complicated that I don't want to look into. But when I listen to this teaching, when it mind goes so peaceful, and then I try to ask, do you ever try to change your mind? Then there is always not a really good answer from their side. So here, particularly this text, when it talks about meditation. So now at this point that we are looking into is talking about, if you look on the 43 verse, it talks about how to change our mind actually. But then it really goes deep into the some kind of a very graphic things that normally we say, yeah, our body is not clean. Yeah, what do you expect from samsara? But then once you have a strong attachment to something, and then you have a very kind of like a kind of a very strong thesis, position you hold to that, and then saying, it should be like this. This should be work like this. This is so great. And if I don't have that, I will be not happy. How our mind becomes so narrow. But then here also we can debate with the great being here when he explains about on the 40, let's look into 43 and see what he is teaching us is, I will read in Tibetan. Kanshi tangun bedi te changjang ngoce wodo ta nune tonga ma tong yang kwe di tong yogol kyu. The 44 kyunye mongbe dong te ni 다당우숨 유르바신 자규 이셀제 통내 다다지지를 자러왔제.
In the first place, I made efforts to lift her veil, and when it was raised, she bashfully looked down. Previously, whether anyone looked or not, her face was covered with a cloth. Yet now, why do I run away upon directly beholding this face, which disturbs the mind as it is being revealed to me by the vultures?
This is just an example. Very, that's actually quite true. So when you say our blood, bone, the old flesh, the fat, all this, when you feel like not really clean. But then when you have a strong attachment to somebody, and then if somebody asks you, where you really attached to? And then during the attachment, you really don't need to, you don't want to look into like how you investigate about emptiness. But ultimately you feel like, yes, so great, so good from it. So like this, it's showing like it's so good from its own. It's not like there's no single thing that I just put something on there. Everything is from its own side. We feel this. So here, the great master, when he makes this, I think as a monk, as a because the most the direct problem to bring attachment for the monk, especially specifically a monk, as a boy, as a man, attachment to the women is very strongly there. And then if you really dig out where this strong attachment towards that person, it is not only like if I go more graphically, it's more like it's the pleasure when you look at that person, this kind of blissful or not like a happiness, the pleasure is there. And then more you go into is the pleasure of the sexual desire is strongly there. But you won't say it. You just keep it there very, yes. But then what is the here in the meditation path, because now you really need to give yourself a quality of time. What really becomes the most distraction where we put effort? It's not only money, a friend, but that is the one of the most thing that people put into effort there. So now you need to be very courageous to look into that. And then it is really strange to see where are you really attached to. So in here, the 43, the commentary by Thubten Chögyö Thakpa, he said very nicely, this content on that, it is very clear saying, the outline he put it is, you cannot grasp towards a woman. That's how he put it, grasp towards the woman. So that grasping, that we normally say attachment. But when you grasp, that is a problem, grasping. So For that reason, the old reason of saying that if you are attached to the body, then normally you see the body, these are not clean, this is not clean, this is not clean. The originally is something like that. So where are you really attached to? That is how it is going up. It is not to prove women is ugly, man is ugly, not like that. So it is saying where you feel so precious, which through the grasping you grasp towards, now you just put this in front of you, and then you need to, it's not like it is so beautiful. Until I get a strong meditation, I'm not going to look at it. Not like this. You need to, in order to bring your meditation stronger, you need to be strong enough to look into this distraction and can say 100% this is distraction. And then that distraction is more like the grasping. Grasping towards that becomes such a kind of distraction. That's why I really need to find this Chinji log, mistaken mind. Is this how you translate? Yeah. So the distraction is the mistaken mind. So if you don't say this distraction is a distraction, so then sometimes if you don't feel this distraction is obstacle, this is mistaken, if you cannot have this kind of thesis, then once you feel bored in this practice, what normally you're doing, and then when something, that distraction becomes a kind of pleasurable or something kind of you find happiness in there, then it's really hard to say it is a distraction. So if you could say this distraction is something that from my mind, I'm giving too much information, too much of that I'm labeling towards it. And then if you could say that way of my thinking is wrong, mistaken mind, and then you will say, even I like it, I don't want it. Like that's the debate you really need to debate with, actually. Do you need all the pleasures? And then that includes kind of a happiness when you take drugs. And then whatever the wrongdoings, there are so much pleasure there. Let's say robbing a bank, like billions and billions of dollars. And you get lots of amount of money, but then will you be happy? The people who robs the bank, they have this thesis that if we get this, we don't need to work very hard, and this is the happiness. That's why, remember in my teacher's class, he says, if this really gives the real happiness, and then if you really think this is the only way to get the happiness, then even you are breaking the law, even you are doing something wrong, you should do it, if this is the only way. But if there is another way, and you think this is the wrong way, there's another way, then why you're stopping? That's how he put it. Similarly, you have to, when you enjoy something, you think this something that you are doing something wrong, you need to look into your mind saying, okay, up to this, I'm putting too much information, I think I need to stop there. Because this leads to, because it's a mistaken mind, the mistaken mind always takes another kind of a contribution to the what, how do you, it's a difficult one. What's that?
Exaggerated.
Over exaggerated. Over exaggerated conventional mind, conceptual mind. Okay, so then after this, it automatically what really happens is, because you think this is so great, it's good, then you make it from your mind, that's so good. Automatically, then all the attachment comes. After the attachment, if you cannot get it, and if somebody is taking that, there is always the anger, hatred, everything there. So for that reason, the best, normally we don't say that. What are the preparation to go to do a retreat or going into the cave? What are the preliminary practices? But normally they don't say these are the one. But the great Shantideva, even, I don't know he meditated in the cave or not, staying in the Nalanda, the university, but he always find how to become isolated. From what to get isolated, he clearly says that. So these are the one. Otherwise, if you could say all the materials are distractions, the people are the distractions, and these are, and then you escape from that and you stay in the cave. But you will never get isolated from your disturbing mind. That will be always with you. The memories, sometimes once you get isolated from something else, when you spend time alone, sometimes, because we don't have other things to do, no distraction, more problem from the past becomes much more stronger. Very good, very deep into that, and then you also feel you will bring like a strong, most strong problem in the cave itself. So normally we see the Miradeva the Great, who does not have anything in his cave. We just feel like, wow, he does not have anything, and he still survives, and he become fully enlightened in that life. But we never just say, wow, the path where he become kind of isolated from this disturbing mind. So here, this part, when we say first where attachment, you need to bring this, you need to debate with your attachment actually. You cannot say goodbye attachment. That attachment is not going to get away from you. It's there. Even you have nothing, if you, in the cave, you have your own body there. And the most grasping that we ever have is our body, our mind, our aggregates. So that is with you. And then when you get kind of sick and everything, and you happy, good, there is ups and downs every time with you. So in here, so it is looking to the object where the object of the attachment. And then you need to hold to the position, and you need to clarify 100%, where I'm feeling attached to this object is mistaken mind. So this normally people, what they think is many people who read Shantideva's meditation part here, and then they complain, saying, especially women, they complain to His Holiness, saying, up to chapter, I like Shantideva. At the 8th chapter, he criticized women. I said nothing about women. That we need to hold to the position saying it's nothing about women. It is the object of the grasping where we feel this women so pretty, so good. We through the mistaken mind, we have this object. If we cannot tear it down, and then there would be always this kind of object within us. And then we cannot overcome that problem. So then more you have this, in the meditation, you have this thesis, my mind is so mistaken. The object I'm looking at is my through a wrong way of thinking. I really need to fix it. With this kind of a preparation of meditation, you meditate on that, meditate on. And then at the point where your mind becomes so strong to kind of grasp towards like, I really need to take this down. You will put all the other efforts and then you will feel tired. Like it is still there. And then where will you go is the next chapter. So that's the beauty. So first, in our ordinary life, we don't have that problem. Even it is our problem, but we never seen this as a problem. But now, if you look at the 43 and 44, it is talking about how we have attachment towards somebody. It's beautiful, right? Written there, saying in India, I think in the West also, when they have this marriage time, then they have to cover the bride's face. Here it says it is to bring some kind of a how we put it, more you have a kind of shyness, and then from the women, then it shows to the others. It is more like the craving, from the male side, it becomes stronger. So that's one scientist did some kind of research on the Hollywood and the Bollywood movie. So there is a great debate. It's because this Western movie can be a little bit naughty. But then Indian Bollywood movie, they say we are better. We don't show and reveal lots of unnecessary things. But then one great man comment, which he said very, very strongly. They say attachment is not only you showing, revealing your body or something, not that, but it's more how you make from the deep inside to this more craving that you come from your mind. That Bollywood is doing that. So like this, the way of the covering the face and then slowly in the West, they do that in the time of marriage, right? They have this. But then Shantideva is saying here, because this caring is so much that you feel this attachment, this beautiful face, beautiful body, you call. But when you are in the kind of a very mood that you feel like so much attachment there, it looks so beautiful. But if I ask you the real question, where are you really attached to? You may say that, oh, the face is so beautiful. Then I ask you the same question, even that beautiful person who is no more a person and it's a dead body and has this beautiful face there, are you still attached to this the beautiful face? Because the reason is same. There is the face. But then why cannot say I'm attached to it? All this debate, it's not debate of the face or something, but it's actual where your attachment, object of the attachment, where is that? So it's very powerful actually. And that when you can answer that very carefully after all the investigation from studying Uma and from the Tariq and then all the Parmana, through this investigation, then once you come to the saying, actually, there is no truly existence of the beauty itself from there. If you can say that, and it completely gives us a kind of room to think where I am looking into as thinking as this is the beautiful, such beautiful. This is something that like a snake rope relation. The snake, when you feel, you might find a rope in your place, and you are so frightened, and then you see a snake, which is not a snake, it's a rope. And then you feel like there is the snake there. And once you find that there is no snake on this rope, it takes away your fear. And you can laugh at your situation. That is you are near to the liberation. And then with this kind of a position, this kind of a way of thinking, do you still need to go to the cave? Of course, to give this preparation, going to the cave really helps. But in order to do that, if you can come to the position, say, I am 100% sure that my mind is deluded, like the snake rope thing. Then the first, if you look at this, the Shantideva's 43, 44, and all the remaining others, it will come down to the saying, you are just a slave towards your mistaken mind. Whether you have a good, what do we call, who keeps the, what is the name, what do we call, who keeps the slave? Honor? Master. Whether you have a good master, bad master, but once you are a slave, so you will not be happy. So like this, whatever you have a pleasant feeling, good feeling, bad feeling, no feeling, whatever. But you are the slavery of this deluded mind. So that is the Shantideva is trying to make this meditation position much stronger at the end of there and saying, okay, now what should we do? So then it comes to the down where it's saying, unless we don't get a real refuge. I think he's trying to give that hint. True refuge, there's no way out. Emergency exit, that's what it's good. Right? But then only one door. Maybe there's so many thousands of doors, but emergency exit is only one door. So you have to find that out. So that's why I think 90th chapter becomes very important. And then because these, not only the section where he talks about meditation, because it is the way of Bodhisattva's life, it has to do something with our self-cherishing. How to reduce that, and how this self-cherishing mind can be a problem. So then His Holiness always says, the chapter 6 and then chapter 8 is the where Shantideva shows his skills and to make a strong foundation of the bodhicitta. 동전에 대단 좀 주고신 자규지진 세제 통에는 다다 지지 채버치. It is similar to the when some great master giving teaching on Ripa, where he say they say, and then the master will tell the student in front of him, he will give lots of teaching, and then when he is so ready, he would say, now search for where is that I. And then strongly he will put all this reason and logic, and then he can say, with the stable mind, with a kind of a great thesis, and then he will say, there's no so-called that I. And then Lama says, what? That's Ripa. Now you understand the Ripa. And then before going to that kind of master, to prepare your mind, you need to do that. You need to tell yourself that mistaken mind that you are so fixed to, there is nothing to be get fixed there. Because what you think is fixed, solid, is not that solid. And once you find that, don't rush, don't so rush to get to the point where we say, I'm not looking at that person as a truly existence, but I'm looking only to this merely labeled I or dependent origination I. Don't jump too fast because you didn't earn it. Many of us do intend to do that. As a born up in a Giluk tradition, we do that. I do that. Okay, this things does not exist by its own. That is a totally sign of all the things are dependent origination. Oh, so good. There's no feeling there. We say that like we know it. First, First, you have to earn the where saying things does not exist by truth. What does that really mean? So come to this position. Whatever the skill, what all the effort you have to put it there. And the rest, if you can hold to this kind of position, I am 100% sure that my mind is confused. I want to fix my mind. When you feel this, and then saying, each and every time I talk with these people, that people, and then going there and here, everything becomes so distraction because I'm trying to fix this mind. And then all other, normally what we put in habit becomes a problem to that. So then you are asking for a retreat. This is the time when we go to retreat, not before that. We don't want to take a garbage into the retreat and coming out with a full of garbage. So because normally when we go to the retreat, what the great beings have said, what are the signs that your retreat went very well? What did they say, you know? Or the good sign of the retreat? What is the sign? They saying, once you have got this, how would you translate that? Yidam, from the, you make a kind of a retreat when you have this Yidam, the deity. So through deity you got city? City. Huh? City? What is a sign of that you got city is? How do you translate city in English? Realization. Oh, good. Realization. What is saying that your negative emotions become less. That is the sign of that you got a city. If this is the sign, you going into retreat without any understanding, any kind of having idea of how to get this negative emotion goes smaller or less. You just go there and doing mantras. Can you come out from the retreat with the less negative emotions? 100% no. That's why we say no fire, no smoke. So just don't hope for something that a miracle thing can happen. This is what we've been learning about. How we get this influence, some individual who has already so much imprint, then they go and had something, we feel like he's a person, I'm a person, he can get it, I can get it. It doesn't work like that sometimes. So be careful. I'm not here to take your courage away, but we are here to support each other, saying like, if you don't have it, try it. But if you don't have it, don't just give up. Do your other things, what the Buddha has taught. So the Buddha's teaching, he mostly gives the very general teachings. And then he has individual teachings. So this happens when you mix individual thing and general things together. So that's why we need to keep this in our mind. So normally when most of us who come to Buddhism, we tend to do retreat very fast. Vajrasattva retreat. And the biggest question is, what is Vajrasattva? No idea. And then sometimes say, no, I feel more comfortable Tara meditation than Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva is a male. I have this more feeling towards Tara. And then I feel so funny when I hear this sort of thing. Because this is nothing to do with gender. Here our practice has nothing to do with gender. It is all about how to bring this negative emotion down. So the time to time when the subtlest win all this thing, then there are some kind of thing like a female energy and male energy. But yeah, a little bit of course. But that is not our priority. That is a method. So that is why we are saying Tantra is a method. What is the main thesis? Is to bring down your negative emotion and self-cherishing. That's it. These two are the one. And before going to the retreat, do you ever tell yourself, do you ever tell your master saying that I am going to do this retreat in order to bring down my negative emotion and self-cherishing? No. That is not much. Mostly do like, I received this initiation and I need to do this commitment. It's like somebody is watching on you. It's not like that, isn't it? So, and then 45 now. Shena migi dana yang kangshi yongsu sung gyurba jisi teni te sana sena chenchu chi mi sung. 45, please.
Previously, I completely protected her body when others cast their eyes upon it. Why, miser, do you not protect it now while it is being devoured by these birds?
So, first it's more towards the skull towards the attachment. Second, it's more Serna, Miss, what's that? Mycelinis? Myceli. What's that? Stinginess. The scolding. So those are the things. So you really need to scold your own negative emotions at that time. That's the tip. So once you have this strong attachment, you need to point where are you really attached to? And you have this stinginess, of course, there it is. Yeah? Then you need to look at this. Where are you really? It is a part of attachment. And so that kind of attachment, where is that? But if you don't look into that, you feel like there it is. This is so important. This is necessary. Then you give this room to bring more disturbances in your mind. And that's a really powerful one. Sometimes we feel impossible. But we have seen so many incredible examples. That is possible. And we need to change our way of living, way of thinking. That's why we say way of Bodhisattva's life. We always wanted to go to our own path, which the confused path, but still still we cannot agree with that because we feel like, okay, looks okay to me. My life is good. Your life is not good. If I say that, it will be bad for me. But it's the news, isn't it? You come to this world without a plan, and you come with this so much negative emotions already, and you expect everything will go as your plan. That's not going to happen. So unless you change your mind completely, tame your mind completely, like Buddha and His Holiness. His Holiness might say, oh, I feel sad, I feel, oh, this is something wrong. He might show this, all this. But deep inside, he's very strong. Why? The secret, I think, is he's thinking all this ugliness is happening in this world should be expected. But then we are here saying this shouldn't be happening. It's like a global warming. So here we don't have a snow much now. Everybody's a problem here now. So no more water. All this started when the global warming. When the global warming started. Big question. When did it start? Where?
With the industrialization.
Not only that, when the greed start. Who is working in this industrial company? People like us. Who has to feed their children? Who thinks about money, power? We also think of that. So they are more advanced than us. They are like, if you wanted to go on that road, they are our master. But what they have contributed while thinking me only, my family, my country, I don't care others. So then this happened. And I always tell like this, the wars happening around us. I ask them to the younger generations. I talk with them. I don't talk about Buddhism much there. I always say, when did this war started? And they're saying when these street guys enter into this without like a transparency. What's that? Passing? Transpassing? Yeah. Trespassing? Without a visa coming in. It's not like that. If you look into the history, you can look into the hatred. You can see the hatred when it does that start. Oh, that's really ugly. Looks very small. With this small fire, how that become the whole world's fire. That spark. So, like in our life also. So, going back to the saying that the teaching most powerful I have seen is when I was researching about how to transform suffering into a path. One great master clearly said, this time people are so rushing into transforming the suffering into a path. But they forgot one thing, very big thing. do they accept the suffering or not? Many people wanted to transform the suffering into the path. It's like a, I don't know, what, like a washing machine, putting old clothes into a machine and coming like white, shiny thing out. It's not like that. So it's transformation. You first need to accept this is samsara. I'm not here to fix things in samsara. We did that, or we should be get tired of that. And that's why saying I need a liberation. So that time you can only transform. You can only transform. Otherwise, in this samsara, if you wanted to like using a washing machine, nope, it is not going to work. I'm not saying there won't be benefit. There will be benefit. But how much benefit for how long do you need? How much happiness do you want it to last that long? And you want to stay in the samsara, and then you don't want the suffering anymore. How does that sound? It doesn't work like that. That's the whole thing. Oh yeah. So so I'm not going through the detail by detail here, the words, we could understand. But the real thing on the 43, 44, 45, and the 46, when you look at it, it kind of always teaches you when you had a difficult time, you are not stopping there. It's more like you are standing strong and then look into the situation and saying, all these problems started when I have this strong clinging towards. It's on me. I love the way sometimes I give piece of advice to some people, and then you have expectation. Even though we say, I'm telling from whatever I felt, something I need to share to you, it's in your hand if you do it or not. It's like, okay, it's on you. But then that person didn't take this advice seriously. He's not suffering. He's doing the wrong thing again and again. But it starts to kind of deep inside you, like such an ungrateful person. That suffering is on you, isn't it? So there's deep inside, always the attachment is there. But then if you could like this piece of good advice, whatever you're giving, it's really, when we say family, teacher, student, wherever you go, even you give a piece of advice, and then you have you shouldn't be kind of give up on them. Okay, that doesn't mean you tell something good and then he has to turn something amazing like that. Even it takes several times. Even you cannot fix him this life, next life. That's why Bodhisattva's prayer is so strong. Until the space remain, may I remain. That is the why this strength to bring the self-cherishing away. That strong, this prayer becomes very strong. Does this kind of prayer is done by the arhats? Maybe not. So it's time to time we really need to check when we are having a struggling time. You really need to think where I'm really attached to. And then that time, if you can fix the problem, and you don't need a teacher in front of you to tell each and every time, you can listen to your own mind. This is what my great teacher is talking about. This is what His Holiness really is talking about. That's why he's saying emptiness is so important. Bodhicitta is so important. And then, after a few minutes later, you see the instant result. And then you say like, thank you, Master, for giving me this superpower. Right? It's a superpower, right? Isn't it? It changed your whole universe. And then you make praise to your guru, the praise to the dependent origination. Look at that. It's there. It's saying, you help me to fix my problem. This is why I clearly can see, feel, and experience. And that comes from you. And this special teaching of the dependent origination. So like this, we need this in the day-to-day life. And then I think doing offerings and saying I'm a Buddhist, and I follow this tradition, even you don't say it, deep inside, you have a strong position, holding this ground very strongly for your own good. Quite necessary. So when this morning I was just doing like a quick homework, and then I thought, like, this is what I should explain to you. Otherwise, if you just look at the word by word, you could understand it. So I just don't need to explain to you. So it's a translation. There are many translations there. You can read it. You are clever enough to do that. But most importantly, to connect the dots. And so now when you go back, I'm pretty sure, I trust you that you will open your book and then see how Shantideva is looking into his mind. And then he, at the same time, he teaches how to, he can fix his problem through that. And we have this same kind of negative emotions he once had. So now we have it. This is the way how we go through the Bodhisattva's life. So, so thing like this. Actually, today, the previous Wednesday, I'm thinking to give a class, but that couldn't happen. So then today I was thinking maybe skip the class, but then it'd been such a long time. I couldn't give this class, which is quite important for me. Through your kindness, I could go through by read it, and then lots of advices there for me. So then I was thinking like that maybe I should do it, maybe I should do it. And then amazingly, a two friend from France, they encouraged me. So I will not say the name, but they actually postponed their going to Delhi, just staying here to listen to this. So I felt that is quite a powerful enough. They can do like this. Why cannot I get this? So such a thank you for this kind of interest for the Dharma, which Dharma normally Dharma is going more on our head, like the bees going on our head. But now more that now we have to connect to our own heart and mind. So it is such an amazing moment for me to go through this beautiful text. I'm not putting 100% effort there, to be honest, but just maybe like 5%, can I say? Maybe 5%. Oh, through this 5%, when I see the people's behavior, I just go, this should be happening because they don't have that understanding. Or this is why they talk, because they don't have this understanding. And then I just go in to look in this is coming because I have that. I have to accept, even I don't want to accept this is ugliness. That really changes, big, huge changes there. The realization is far, far away, but the more is like, I can feel the lack of this. This is happening. Because I have that, it's coming. That's 100% sure. So then slowly you make this kind of habit, and then it comes to the point where when I go to meet His Holiness, see my teacher, receive some teaching, I automatically feel like I need this kind of teaching. Because I can feel that's my problem. And then you want your teacher to break something for you, then you can show this rock in front of him. Please break this. Normally we just go empty-handed and then see. I once heard you break something. Can you break it? Your teacher does not know what to break. And you don't know what he's breaking. So yeah. Okay. So people might be feeling funny. What is he's trying to talk about? Okay. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk so many nonsense, or most of it is quite important because I felt important. So and there could be only many stupid things I said. I apologize for that. Thank you. Dedication, please.
Having thoroughly
Okay, thank you everyone.